As many of you know, my name is Jim Harris. A lot of you know me. Some of you don't. I live south of town. I've lived out there several years. I live at a place my ancestors called Keystone Corner. And Martha and I kind of disagree why they called it Keystone Corner, but it doesn't really matter. The lady's asking me, also I've been in antique and collectible business for about 15 years, and I run Eudora Relics downtown here in the old Coleman's Hardware. The lady's asked me at CPU Picnic if I would, because I commented, the only thing that I collect, the only thing that, the wonderful stuff that I've passed through my hands over the years, because I don't keep anything, I sell everything, I'm a reseller. And the wonderful stuff that has passed through my hands, the only thing I keep is things from Eudora collectibles, you might say. And I'm not going to jabber about this a lot too long tonight. You're sure welcome to come up and look at it. If you've got any comments or statements on it, well, that's welcome. But I know a lot of you have this stuff stuck away somewhere, and I don't want to hear it unless you're ready to sell it. People ask me if I sell this stuff, and I tell them no. But as I look, for example, I had 6 of these signs. This is the last one and in the worst condition. So I sell it over the years, evidently, because I couldn't find it. And I think probably when I get hard up for money, I'd sell some Eudora items. So. But I'm just going to comment on some of my favorites. Glenn, I want you to stay out of this one here now. My favorites are you call them giveaways, and these are items that were given to you by the merchants in Eudora. The Call Valley Bank, of course, has been here a long time, and they give you everything away. From evidently this, when you started a savings account, they gave you a rocket for some reason or other, and so they gave away yardsticks, different, hats, caps. They gave a lot away, but this is kind of interesting. I like this one. This was from Eudora State Bank of Eudora. Long time ago. It was down here where Noggins is now, I believe. And I went down in the Depression. You would either call
outside the street.
Yeah, Home State Bank or Eudora State Bank. You don't see much of that. Like I say, yardsticks, all kinds of little items that were given away by merchants. For some reason, I don't have any pins. This is still, a lot of this stuff is still popular items they give away. Ballpoint pins are good. I don't have any. Pete Lawson brought me a bunch of pins to sell, and I went through and picked out the Eudora ones that we haven't sold already. But and I have some postcards here. They're the hardest thing to get. People don't want to part with them. And I have this one here. It's an interesting one. There's a nice one here of the Catholic Church. And but this one here is at the Call Valley Bank across the street. And I've got this through last fall.
It's written by my grandmother.
Yeah, written by my grandmother, yeah. And I got this last fall. I think I told you this story, that I bought a new furnace for my house. And the guy that I bought it from is a friend of mine. He's a toy collector from over at Pacer. And he knows I collect Eudora stuff. So when I got my bill, this was in it. So this cost me about $1,500, but it's neat. And a friend of mine who's, if you look at this card, a friend of mine who's kind of deals in postcards, You see on the back it says it was published by Charles Pilla Publishing, Eudora, Kansas. And then it says made in Germany. Well, she says that was common in those days. They take a photograph of it and they send it to Germany to have it colored because the coloring in the United States was so poor quality. So it's hard telling what they painted on this building, but you know, I thought it was interesting because it was painted and colored in Germany. This gentleman here, I really think was cool. Julius Lutz. He put out a lot of stuff. You see a lot of stuff with Julius Lutz on it. In fact, I saw a postcard here just a couple months ago that somebody wouldn't sell me, of him and his horse and his wagon all decorated up for a parade or something. But Julius Lutz put out a lot of stuff. He was really a promoter. Too bad he's not still here. But he was really a promoter.
What did he have? Hardware?
He was a wallpaper and paint and glass and shades kind of. Here's another little thing of Julius. I really don't know what this is. Just a picture, I guess. Ball caps. I don't have any of them either. Evidently, you know, the bank, lumberyard, farmer's elevator. I don't have much farmer's elevator stuff. I don't know why, because they put out all kinds of stuff, you know, pins, caps and stuff. This is about the only cap I got. Evidently, I wore them, got them dirty and threw them away. I wore this one, and I destroyed it. So, but I don't have any caps. I'm sure I know there's been a lot of them. They've been a popular giveaway for 30 years. Carol, you probably had caps you gave away. Yeah. I'm not familiar with the lumberyard down here. Of course, gave a lot of things away, yardsticks and hats and nail aprons. But I'm not familiar with this company. Maybe you guys are. Some of you can tell me about this Friends Coal and Lumber.
I don't know, but I was wondering, Jimmy, if that could have been when the big coal used to come in them open back cars. Some of them great big huge chunks. I just wondered if they could use that kind of like I think.
Well, that's what it is a coal hammer.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, and
okay.
But you know, I'm not. It's long before my time. Friends Lumber. Yeah.
I remember my notice down there though.
Yeah. But my favorites are the giveaways. I enjoy them the most, and it's kind of it gives you a small history of Eudora, and like I say, here's Eudora Mills. Some stuff I had from Adams. I had an awful nice 1942 Eudora Mills calendar. I sold it, I guess. But these pictures here, I have this one at the shop. This was done by ex-brother-in-law of mine in about the mid-50s. He was an architecture student, and this was his art project. And he did that one. And a friend of mine here several years ago painted that picture for me from the Kansas magazine. She took that. So the other items you get from Eudora are souvenirs. You see a lot of souvenirs. Evidently, this must have been a quite profitable thing in the 20s and 30s because you see them from everywhere. I have some down here at the shop from little dumpy towns in Kansas, and you see them wherever you go with souvenirs from all over. Now this is interesting. This little pincushion shoe. It has a picture of the Eudora school, high school. It kind of looks like the one up here on church. But somebody suggested that it's in such wonderful condition that it was reproduced. I don't know anybody who would reproduce it.
I got the wrong dress. That's where
I don't know where I got it. I don't remember. A lot of this stuff I don't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, that's where I got, my mother got some.
Now, Carl Chess had a lot of cool stuff.
Jim, wasn't that a grade school with the high school on top of it?
I don't know. I went to grade school there, but it was all that when I was there. Speaking of Carl Chess, I got this down there at his sale. I have a clue. Can you tell me what this is? Tournament model. What was it? A slingshot tournament or something? I don't know. Eudora, Kansas, slingshot. Isn't that strange? I don't
Should have rubber in there, that's strange.
Well, I don't think it'd be much slingshot, no. But you're welcome to look this over. I'm not going to go over it all. Like I say, the cards are hard to find. About the only place you can buy postcards. People just won't part with them. You can buy them over the internet. Occasionally they don't show up. They don't show up at card shows because my friend keeps looking for me. They don't show up there, but you can occasionally buy them over the internet. But I have something down here at the shop that if you haven't seen it, you ought to come in and see it. This is a little photograph of my curtain, or as Martha called it, a drop, that was in the Hesper schoolhouse. It's a magnificent masterpiece of ad work. It's really cool. Somebody did a great job on it.
Jim, there's one either from the auditorium up top the old bank building, Opera House up here, or it's a curtain drop from one of the schools, local schools. That's in some place on Massachusetts Street.
Yeah, right. The one
I've seen it several times.
One at the Opera House went around the country, and it was over at Mall Bells, and it burned up. Mall Bells, it is across there.
Dr. Oldenburg used to have one at the Opera House here in Eudora.
That's what they said, that when Mall Bells, it's over there by Linwood, he used to have kind of a little antique business in there, and it was in there, and that one burned up, so I was told. But I'm sure every little schoolhouse has one, because that's the way they got their advertising. But this one's from Hesper, and it's still in magnificent shape. So if you haven't seen it, come in and see it sometime. I won't charge you anything. And over here, I have some high school stuff. I had kids in schools. I need to say I have tons of high school stuff, but it's all pretty recent. This is kind of cool. This is a high school graduation from 1906. I believe that's the first year they had graduation in Eudora. They only had 3, but that's kind of neat. I don't think Glenn has this in his basement. This I'm kind of proud of. This is my dad's basketball uniform that he wore at Eudora High School from 1918 to 1920. It's kind of funny because you can see where it was mended in several places. And we have photographs of him with it on, and you can see where in the photograph where he wore it that way, patched it.
Jim, that had to be high school up here.
Yeah, he played in Turner Hall.
Yeah.
But I don't know what color that is, but I'm sure glad they changed the school colors. I don't know what the school colors were then, but I'm sure glad they changed it. And also, maybe you guys can help me out. I have this down at the shop, and my sister-in-law got this for me off the internet. She guys sent it to her from Oregon. It's just a copy of Downtown Eudora. I'm sure it's a copy. But I had a lot of people ask me what year this was taken, and I don't really know. So if you look at it, maybe you can give me an idea of what year it was taken. It's taken from down here at the bottom here looking up. And I don't know what the 1484 Maine means. I don't know. But there's a lot of interest in this picture. I bought tonight this book. It has nothing to do with Eudora really, but it's an interesting book. And I thought maybe you'd like to look through it. It's Douglas County World War II. Everybody was in World War II from Douglas County in this book, basically. And in fact, there's a couple of gentlemen, 2 or 3 gentlemen in here that here tonight are in here. And I think you all got them. You got one of them? You got one? You got one, Kermit?
You got one of those books?
Well, you're sure welcome to look through it. It's quite interesting, and a lot of people look through it and comment on it. But if you got one, you better look it up, because yesterday I sold some for $75. Kid came in there, plopped the money down, wanted to give it to his grandfather. I wouldn't let him have it. I said, come back Friday, I want to bring it up here. So we'll see where they shows up tomorrow. I don't know, part with it, maybe I just made it a little higher. Cheap. But it's gone if he shows up. So I thought you might want to look through it. So maybe you better be looking yours up.
I don't wear it.
Yeah.
I said,
I'll hang on to it for a while, because if I get $75 for it, another 10 years, it'll be worth $100. They've been looking, I brought out a interest in it because they've been advertising in papers for it. People have been advertising for it, because they saw mine, asked me what I wanted for it, and they go and run ad in the paper, see where anybody cheaper can.
You know, my wife isn't allowed to come to your store.
She does. She sneaks in. Well, that's all I have, Glenn. If you got any questions or you got any answers for me, I sure would appreciate it. I enjoy collecting Eudora things. And it's not a bad thing to do, you know. You kind of keep a history of Eudora. And like when I started out 15 years ago, I could pick it up real easy, real cheap. People would give it to me. And I don't do that anymore. All I go to these auctions, all I could do is make sure that keep the price up, you know, but I don't get as much anymore. So, thank you very much.
thanks, Jim.